Cakes has almost reached 2,000 subscribers. Like, how crazy is that? I'm casually eating cookie dough, by the way. So as some of you may know from my Tumblr or Twitter, 2 days ago I had the extraordinary experience of seeing Arthur Darvill from Doctor Who on Broadway. 3 days ago, one day before he officially opened the show, they announced that Arthur was going to be in it, and so the next day, me and my friend Morgan decided that because she didn't have school and I didn't have work, that we would student rush tickets or general rush tickets, and it ended up being a phenomenal day, and so that's what we're going to talk about today. If you don't know anything about Doctor Who, I still recommend that you watch this video because it's not just about me meeting and seeing an actor from a TV show. This is also just a video about a, like, beautiful, unbelievably mesmerizing musical, which is Once the Musical. So let our story begin at 10 p.m. 3 days ago. So Morgan and I will put all of Morgan's information in the bottom bar below because she's an amazing photographer and she has an awesome Tumblr, and you could go and follow both of them because she's, again, awesome and amazing. Morgan and I decided that we would go and rush the tickets, so I stayed over her dorm overnight, and we decided that because we didn't know how many Whovians knew or how much of a crowd would be there, that we would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go and sit online for these tickets. We got to the theater around 5:30. We were there. We were first online, which was cool because I've never been first online for anything like that before, so that was interesting. And about 15 minutes after we got there, another person came, then another couple people came, and it was cool. And so the nice thing about anything involving like a fandom is most of the time it's cool just to meet a bunch of people, and so we just sat around for like 4 hours and talked about Doctor Who. And if any of the people that I met from there are watching this video, hi, it was really nice meeting you. Then 4 hours later, we finally got our tickets, and we got really cool tickets too. We got box seat tickets, which are they call them partial view box seats, and they were partial view like in a way, but really I could see almost the entire time everything that was going on. We met back up at 6:30 because it was a 7 o'clock show, and we went in to see Once the Musical. Oh my god. So I had wanted to see Once as well as Morgan had for like months because everyone kept on saying how beautiful and wonderful of a musical it was, and it did not disappoint. One of the aspects of Once that makes it different than other musicals is that before the show starts, there's like a jam session on stage. There's a full bar on stage, and so you can go up there and they take people in like little groups. The ensemble of the cast, who is also the band for the musical, come on stage and do like a jam session, and so they're just jamming right in front of you. And this is when cool thing number 1 happened. Unfortunately, Morgan wasn't here for this part. I'm sorry, Morgan. 2 of the other girls that we were with had been with me on stage, and we were about to start getting off stage when one of them gasped and kind of grabbed her friend, and so then I looked, and Arthur Darvill was standing 3 feet away from me. And it's hilarious because the entire time that I was on stage, I had been like looking for him, you know, just wondering if he would come out, and then there he was, just like a wild Arthur Darvill appeared. In that moment, I was way more excited than I ever thought I would be. I think because he scared me. I'm so bad when people, I'm not expecting people and they just like come out. That's like, But I actually kept it very cool internally. I was just internally freaking out. Then they started to shuffle us off stage, which is why Arthur came on stage, because the musical is about to start in like another 5 minutes. We went back up to our box seats and the musical started, and the first song that Arthur did was incredible, and oh my god. The one thing that I really have to say about this musical was that the word that comes to mind was haunting. It was a haunting musical in a good way, where for the past 2 days I haven't been able to stop thinking about it and the message of it, and like just the whole, like all of the themes that were in it, and what it was trying to tell me. It was like a very, very haunting musical in that sense, and I'm so glad that I got to experience it. It's the first musical that has affected me, like really, really dug at me in a really long time. I feel like as an actor, every once in a while, and it doesn't happen with every show that I see, but every once in a while, I see a show that reminds me why I love acting and theater in general so much, and Once the Musical It really did. It reminded me of that. I left there and I just wanted to go and pursue it and do it and help create something that would affect others as much as once the musical affected me. So whether Arthur Darvill is in this show or not, or someone that you know is in the show, go and see it. It's really, really mesmerizing. And Arthur wasn't the only amazing cast member. They were all so equally in sync and beautiful and just, it was unbelievable. To stray away from the serious messages of this video for a moment, one of the perks of being in the box was that when I was only like 20 feet away from the stage, I was just like obviously up higher, and there's a part in the show where Arthur Darvill's part in the show is named Guy, and because you never hear his name, and Guy has to take his pants off. I had a nice full view of that booty. It was great. I was not complaining. Right there. Right there. I'm like a 5th grader. Booty, 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 rocket ever whale. So again, the show was amazing. It ended, we clapped, we cried, everything, all of the feelings. And then we decided to go to the stage door, which had always been the plan, as if this was a decision like that needed to be made. We went to the stage door. And Morgan and I had some plans for the stage door. First off, as I mentioned, Morgan is a photographer and she happened to be at one of the shooting locations for Angels Take Manhattan, and she had taken this picture of Arthur Darvill that was incredible, so badass. I'm gonna post it here. Again, this belongs to Morgan. Don't steal it or I'll hurt you. Her information is in the bottom bar. And so she just decided that because it was badass and she had asked me and I was like, yeah, that's badass. She was gonna print it, and so she got it printed at a Kinko's and she had that ready to give Arthur. And then also 2 days ago was the See the Silence Day. It was the anniversary of the episode of Doctor Who called Impossible Astronaut. And so the Whovian fandom decided as a whole that to, you know, almost be able to recognize other Whovians, that we would draw silence tally marks on our skin. And so we came up with this plan. Morgan had the idea that we would ask Arthur if he would draw tally marks on our hands. We're waiting and we're waiting and we're really excited to talk to all the cast members because, again, they were all incredible and we wanted to tell them how moving the show was. And so we talked to them and everyone was like very cool and so open to like staying and talking to you. And then, as most shows go, since Arthur was the lead, he was one of the last people to come out, and so it took a little bit longer, though it really didn't take him that long. But he came out and he was so cute and adorable. Arthur, if you're watching this video, you were just a very nice, cute, adorable person. Like, it was such a pleasure meeting you. And he came out and he was energetic and took photos with everyone, which not all celebrities when they're in musicals do. Another cool thing was that and again, not all celebrities on Broadway will do this, but Arthur Darvill would actually sign things that were from Doctor Who. Like, he signed a guy's Doctor Who box set. He signed, I think, a t-shirt that was Doctor Who related. I got my playbill signed, which is right here. And ironically, I just noticed that Arthur Darvill's name, which is this one, almost looks like a reflection of the title a little bit. So it looks nice, it looks pretty, but yeah, that's his signature and it was so nice. But yeah, so he came over and we asked for a picture and he took a picture with me, which is right there, and then and he took a picture with Morgan, and then Morgan told him that he had made her cry for the first time when it wasn't related to him dying, and he responded very nicely with, well, good, that's good, that's a step in the right direction. And he was just very funny and very energetic. And then Morgan gave him the picture she had taken of him and he thought it was amazing. At first he was like, who took this? Where did you get this? And she was like, I took it, I was there. And he was like, oh my god, I'm gonna keep this is awesome. And then Morgan said to him, we have a request. Today is See the Silence Day and we would like to know if you would draw tally marks on our arms. And he was totally into it, like, was super fine with doing it. And so he signed her arm and he signed my arm, and those tally marks, I've showered 3 times since this and the tally marks still haven't come off entirely. There's still a little bit of remnants of them there, but that's what they looked like 2 days ago. And it was just amazing, and he was so willing to like stand there and actually talk to people. I told him about the way station, by the way, everyone. I mentioned the way station. He wrote it down in his hand, and it turns out he has been to the way station. He just didn't sign the bathroom door because he thought it would be weird. So just so you know, Arthur Darvill has been to the way station. You heard it here first, folks. But it was just an incredible day. It was so nice and so spontaneous too. Like, Morgan and I just decided at the like drop of a hat that we were going to go and see the musical. And if anybody is looking to rush it, it's actually like very reasonable. Apparently like Monday through Friday to Monday through Thursday, I'm not sure, but they are $35, and then on the weekend they're $40. That was really nice, and it was just like a great experience, a really great experience. So not that I ever believe Arthur Darvill will see this video, but in the event that he ever did, thank you for a wonderful and unbelievably touching performance, and thank you for being so cool at the backstage door. And to the rest of the cast of Once the Musical, again, thank you. If you've seen Once the Musical, tell me about your experience in the bottom bar below, or otherwise just tell me something. Let's just talk in the bottom bar, because this is basically what this video was. Just me talking, eating some cookie dough. Not that you could see the cookie dough in that shot, but there is cookie dough. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! Seriously, I haven't been able to stop thinking about this damn musical, and the only way that I've been able to like get over it is by listening to all the recordings so far of Arthur Darvill in the show, and like watching every episode Rory was ever in of Doctor Who. I'm on an Arthur Darvill kick now. Thanks, Arthur. That was solid. I'm glad that was on camera.